Welcome back. We're talking about the future of American education and this fabulous new book by Dr. Sowell, Charter Schools and Their Enemies. Now, Dr. Sowell, what are the dangers charter schools face as we go ahead?
All across the country, there are attempts to force charter schools to follow rules that will make it difficult, if not impossible, for them to maintain the quality they already have. I've mentioned in California where you simply cannot suspend students for doing things for which they at one time would have been expelled. And in New York, for example, I was painfully surprised to discover that the KIPP charter schools, which are the largest chain of charter schools in the country, are now have gotten rid of their motto, which says, be nice, pay attention, and so forth. And that's considered politically incorrect because it suggests that the problems of the minority students is not systemic racism and things like that. And so over the past year or so, they've been talking more and more in the language of the political left. They have fine schools in most cases, but the question is how long can that continue? They don't understand the dangers when you allow internal changes and external obstacles to pile up, because that means that even though the charter schools may survive as institutions, they may not survive as excellent institutions, which is what matters for the kids. Something similar happened for very different reasons to a black high school, Dunbar High School in Washington, which for more than 70 years had outstanding educational outcomes. And they changed this one thing. They changed it to becoming a neighborhood school rather than a school that could draw upon students from all over the city. And just that one fact caused them in a short period of time to go from a school where 81%, this was an all-black school, 81% of the students went on to college, which at that time, 1953, was a higher percentage than for any public high school, black or white, in the city of Washington. Just by 1960, only 20% were going on to college. And today, it is one of the worst high schools in its ward. So it's not a matter of the charter schools surviving as institutions, it's the educational quality surviving, and that's what the enemies of the charter schools are undermining.
It never surprises me the level of deviousness on the left and in the bureaucracy, because what you're describing there is just destroying these institutions from within. If you can't beat them, then devour them.
Yes.
And you're right, that's very sinister, and it is a big problem. Well, I want to thank you for writing this magnificent book, Charter Schools and Their Enemies. I want to strongly encourage the audience to get a copy of this, whether you have kids or not, whether you live in the inner cities or not. This lays out the case. And I want to thank you also for a career that has influenced so many of us in the cause of liberty. I wouldn't be doing what I am today, in part, if it wasn't for watching you and reading your books and all the things you've done for this country. So I want to thank you, Dr. Thomas Sowell.
Thank you very much.
All right, take care of yourself. And we'll be right back.